Hello dear students, I welcome you for this next lecture of the subject cell biology. So we are dealing with chapter number 5, that is endomembrane system, in which we have already studied the two organelles, that is endoplasmic reticulum and Golgi complex. Today we are going to deal with the third organelle, that is lysosomes and vacuoles. So I, Assistant Professor Amol Handore, working at the Department of Zoology, KTHM College, welcome you for this next lecture, that is lecture number 3 on lysosomes. Let's take a brief recap of the previous lecture. So in the last lecture, we have studied the structure of Golgi complex, location of the Golgi complex, and what are the different functions of Golgi complex as a organelle in the cell. Study objectives for today's lecture will be to understand the location of lysosome, structure of the lysosome, and what are the functions of the lysosomes. So we are dealing with this very important system in the cell, that is endomembrane system, which comprises of three cell organelles, that is endoplasmic reticulum or ER, Golgi complex or Golgi apparatus, and lysosomes. So in previous lecture we have already discussed these two. Today we will focus on lysosomes. So let us get introduced with this organelle, that is lysosome. So this lysosome word has a Latin origin where lyso means lytic or lysis and soma means body. So literally lysosomes means the breakdown bodies. So they are responsible for breaking down certain molecules inside the cell. Now let us look at the discovery of this cell organelle lysosome. So these lysosomes were discovered by the Belgium cytologist Christian de Duve in the year 1955, and he named them as suicidal bags or suicidal sacs. So lysosomes are commonly called as suicidal bag or suicidal sacs. Now if we see their presence, they are present in the eukaryotic cell only, and they have many enzymes present inside them. So you will find them in the liver cell, pancreatic cell, kidney cell, spleen cell, leukocytes and macrophages. Let us take an overview of this organelle. First of all, it is a membrane bound organelle. We know that all these organelles, they have the membrane around them. However, if we see the membrane which is present in the lysosome is a single membrane. Now, these lysosomes, they are found only in the eukaryotic cell, and they contain many enzymes inside these lysosomes. However, these lysosomes, they are absent in the prokaryotes. Now we know that prokaryotic cell means bacterial cell. So bacteria do not have the lysosomes. In bacteria, near to the plasma membrane, they have the periplasmic space, and in that periplasmic space, many enzymes are present which work like these lysosomal enzymes. Yes, so these lysosomes, they are found only in the animal cells and few lower plant cells. They are also found in the slime molds and saprophytic fungi. What is meant by saprophytic fungi? These fungi, they are responsible for breakdown of dead decaying matter. In higher plant, the similar role like the lysosome role is performed by the vacuole. Okay, so remember that in higher plant they have the vacuoles which perform the function of lysosomes, whereas in animals we have the lysosomes which have the enzymes responsible for different breakdown reactions. Yes, so they are most commonly found in the animal cell. However, they are absent in the RBCs or red blood corpuscles. So in animal cell, these lysosomes, they are abundantly present. So here you can see these greens are nothing but the lysosomal bodies. Whereas in plant cell, you will see these large structure that is called as vacuole. So the vacuole also have the enzymes, and vacuole perform the similar function like the lysosome performing in the animal cell. Now let us understand the structure of lysosome. So in this picture you can see basically it is a single wall membrane surrounding the lysosome, and these lysosome have many complex enzymes. Around 40 different enzymes are present in the lysosome. Okay, so lysosome, they do not have any characteristic shape or structure. However, most of the time they are seen as a dense oval globular bodies. Okay, so you can see they have the dense oval globular like structure. Now if you see their size, they vary from zero point 0.2 micrometer to zero point 0.8 micrometer in the diameter. So this diameter of the cell is 0.2 to 0.8 micrometer. They are surrounded by the single unit membrane. So this outer membrane is a single unit membrane, and inside you have many different type of hydrolytic enzymes. So inside this bag-like structure, you have many different enzymes which are hydrolytic in nature. So these lysosomal hydrolysase enzyme, they are responsible for digestion of different materials which are engulfed, that means taken inside the lysosome. Now, from where does this lysosome is produced in the cell? So it is the Golgi apparatus which produces these lysosomes. But before that, the different enzymes and the membrane of these lysosome is developed in the rough endoplasmic reticulum. Okay, so remember that the hydrolytic enzyme which are present in the lysosome, as well as this membrane of the lysosome, is developed in the rough ER, then it is transferred to the Golgi apparatus for the further processing. And from after the final processing from Golgi apparatus gives rise to these lysosome structures. The pH of these lysosome is maintained acidic because most of the lysosomal enzymes, they are active only in the acidic pH of 5. So you will find the pH of the lysosome is maintained around 5. Yes, so production of the lysosome, we have understood that the raw material for the synthesis of lysosome is produced by the endoplasmic reticulum. It is then delivered to Golgi apparatus with the help of transport vesicle, which are rounded oval structures, and then these lysosomes are manufactured in the Golgi apparatus. The enzymes are added to these lysosomes, and then they will come out from the Golgi apparatus. Okay, so if the question is asked, which organelle is responsible for the synthesis of lysosome, it is the Golgi apparatus or Golgi complex which synthesizes lysosomes. So in this picture you can clearly see the lipid layer is present, but a single lipid layer, that's why it is called as a unit membrane. So single lipid layer is present around this lysosome, and in this central part is called as a core. In this core part you will find many hydrolytic enzyme mixture. Similarly, there are some protein transport molecules are situated in this lipid layer. These are called as glycosylated membrane transport proteins. So these are shown by different colors. These are called as glycosylated membrane transport proteins. These proteins, that is glycosylated proteins, they are of two types, which are called as lysosomal associated membrane proteins, short form is LAMP, LAMP, and lysosomal integral membrane proteins, the short form is LIMP, that is LIMP. So these LAMP and LIMP proteins, they are present on the outer coat of the uh, inner surface of the membrane of lysosome. And what is the function of these proteins? They basically protect the membrane from attack by the hydrolytic enzyme present inside the lysosome. Okay, so because now these enzymes which are situated in the lysosome, they are breakdown enzymes, so they can easily break down the membrane of the lysosome, right? But that does not happen because these glycosylated membrane proteins, they will prevent the breakdown of this layer or the unit membrane. Okay, so you must have understood the function of the LAMP and LIMP proteins, that they does not allow the enzymes to break down the outer membrane of the lysosome. So they protect the membrane from attack by numerous hydrolytic enzymes which are present inside the lysosome. Now, inside the lysosome membrane, a hydrogen proton pump is situated, which is responsible for maintaining the acidic pH inside the lysosome. Now we come to the next part of discussion, the lysosomal enzyme. So in the picture we have seen that in the core part of the lysosome, many different enzymes are present, and these enzymes are basically hydrolytic in nature. So why these hydrolytic enzymes are required? For degradation of extra and intracellular material that is carried out by the help of these lysosomal enzymes. So these enzymes are hydrolases type of the enzyme. So all these lysosomal enzymes collectively called as hydrolases. Now what is the role of these hydrolases enzyme? These hydrolases enzyme, they carry out the cleavage of substrate by addition of water molecule. Okay, so when any molecule is broken down in the presence of water molecule, that reaction is called as hydrolysis, and that enzyme which is catalyzing that reaction are known as hydrolases enzyme. Now we have already seen that these hydrolysis enzyme of the lysosome, they are active only in the acidic medium. In all, there are about 40 variety of enzymes are found in the lysosome. These 40 enzymes are classified into 6 categories. So what are these 6 main categories? The first category is called as proteases. Proteases means they will digest the proteins. Lipases is the second category, which means they will digest the lipids. Amylases is the third category, which means that they will digest the carbohydrates. Then you have the fourth category, that is nucleases, which digest nucleic acids, that means DNA and RNA. And the next category is sulfatases, which act on the sulfate ester bonds, breaking them into shorter fragments. So these 5 important category are enzymes are present in the lysosome, which will carry the breakdown of proteins, lipids, carbohydrates, nucleic acid, as well as sulfate ester bonds. So if we classify these lysosomal enzyme based on the substrate and the source we can study from this table. So the nucleases, what is the role of nucleases? They will break down the DNA and RNA. So from nucleases, the important enzymes are acid ribonucleases and acid deoxyribonuclease. So acid ribonuclease will break down RNA and acid deoxyribonuclease will break down the DNA. What is the source? These enzymes are present in the lysosome of various plants and animals. The second category is phosphatases. That means they will break down the phosphate bonds. Two important phosphatase enzymes are oligonucleotides acid phosphodiesterase. So oligonucleotide acid phosphodiesterase is the important enzyme that will carry out it will act on the phosphate monoesters and phosphate diester bonds, and this is present in the lysosomes of plant and animals. Third category is proteases, that means which can break down the protein. So they basically break down the peptide bond which is present in the proteins and different peptides. Lipases is the fourth category, which include esterases and phospholipases. These will act on the phospholipids and break down the ester bonds present in the phospholipids. Next category is glycosidase type of enzymes like beta galactosidase, alpha glucosidase and beta glucosidase. They will break down the bonds which are present in carbohydrates, because in carbohydrates we have the glycosidic bond. Then lysozyme is an enzyme which is responsible to break down the bacterial cell wall as well as kidney mucopolysaccharides. Then hyaluronidase enzyme will act on the hyaluronic acid. Even aryl sulfatase enzyme act on the different sulfates. Okay, now we come to the different types of the lysosomes. This is called polymorphism in the lysosome. So lysosomes show polymorphism, and in different cell types, that means different type of cell, or even within the single cell you will find different type of lysosomes. So what are these different types? So basically all the lysosomes are categorized into two types, that is primary lysosomes and secondary lysosomes. The secondary lysosomes are further divided into three types: phagosomes, residual bodies and autophagic vacuoles. Okay, so remember that there are two types of lysosome, that is primary and secondary lysosomes, and secondary lysosome are further three types: phagosomes, residual body and autophagic vacuoles. Now let us understand the types of lysosome. The first type we have seen that are known as primary lysosome. So these primary lysosomes are small sac-like structure which contain the hydrolytic enzymes, which are synthesized. These enzymes are synthesized by the rough ER. Now since these are bag-like structure which store enzyme, they are also primary lysosomes are also sometimes called as storage granules. So we can say that primary lysosomes are also called storage granules, are developed from the endoplasmic reticulum and Golgi complex. The enzymes which are present in the primary lysosomes are the hydrolytic type of enzymes, and these hydrolysase enzymes are synthesized by ribosomes. Now where are these ribosomes situated? They are present on the rough endoplasmic reticulum. Now these ribosomes, they can secrete the enzyme outside the cell or they can store them as well. Now in this picture you can see this is a Golgi apparatus or Golgi complex, from which, so inside the lumen or this hollow space, the synthesis of different uh, enzymes and molecules will take place, and that will be added to these small rounded structures. They will pinch off, that means break from the Golgi apparatus, and now they are called as primary lysosome. Okay, so the original lysosome that is arising from the Golgi apparatus is called as a primary lysosome. Now, when this primary lysosome will fuse with some another structure, say any bacteria that is invading the body or any food particle coming in the body, then that it will fuse with that particle and it will develop what is called as a secondary lysosome. So in this picture you should understand the difference between primary and secondary lysosome. Primary lysosome is that structure which is developed from the Golgi apparatus, whereas secondary lysosome means some uh, body, like some food particle, bacteria or some liquid particle fuse with the primary lysosome, then it is called as a secondary lysosome. So these, now we come to the secondary lysosomes. These secondary lysosomes are of three types: heterophagosome, residual bodies, and autophagic vacuoles. Yes, so we have understood what is mean by secondary lysosome. So whenever the primary lysosome, which is developed from the Golgi complex, fuses with any other material, it can be organelle or any food particle or some bacteria, then it will result into formation of secondary lysosome. So secondary lysosome contain engulfed materials and enzymes. So what is mean by engulfment? This primary lysosome, it will spread its membrane around these structure, foreign structure, or sometimes even the structure present within the cell that needs to be broken down, and then when it takes it inside the lysosome, then that structure is called as a secondary lysosome. The first type of the secondary lysosome is called as heterophagosome. So what is mean by heterophagosome? This heterophagosome is also called by another name, digestive vacuoles. So what are heterophagosomes? Hetero means outside. So here, when a primary lysosome fuses with some outside material that is coming to the body, then it is called as, or when it fuses with that outside material, it will give rise to what is called as heterophagosome. So in this picture you can, or we'll see it in the next picture. Okay, this heterophagosome is of two types. They, or it is formed by two methods, that is phagocytosis and pinocytosis. So let us understand what is this uh, phagocytosis and pinocytosis first. So this heterophagy is a phenomena when there is a lysosomal digestion of extracellular material by two processes. These processes are known as phagocytosis, that means when a solid material is break down using lysosome, it is called phagocytosis, and when liquid material is broken down with the help of lysosome, it is called as pinocytosis. Let us understand this with this diagram. So suppose a microbe or a bacteria infects the cell, so it enters in the cell. So in at this point of time, these lysosome, okay, when these bacteria is taken inside the cell, it fuses with the plasma membrane of the cell. When it fuses with plasma membrane, it is now called as a phagosome. Okay, and when these phagosome or phagocytic vesicle, it is also called phagocytic vesicle, it fuses with the lysosome. We know that lysosome have different enzymes. So when this lysosome now fuse with this phagosome, to called as a heterophagosome. Now, due to the enzymes which are hydrolytic enzymes present in the lysosome, they will start breaking down these bacteria which is engulfed. And once it is broken down into smaller pieces, so at this stage it is called as heterophagosome. When it is broken down into smaller pieces, at this stage it is called as residual body. Okay, so by this diagram you will understand the different types of lysosome. Okay, so this is how the heterophagosome is formed when the primary lysosome fuses with any outside material coming to the cell. The second type of the lysosome is called as residual bodies. So when the bacteria, suppose for example, is broken down by the hydrolytic enzymes of the lysosome, it is broken down into smaller pieces. At this stage, this lysosome is called as a residual body. In many organisms like amoeba or other protozoa, these residual bodies which are developed, they are eliminated out of the body or the cell. Whereas in many higher organisms, these residual bodies may be retained for many days. Yes, so whatever undigested material or which is left by the incomplete digestion, that stage of the lysosome is called as a residual body. The third type of the secondary lysosome is known as autophagic vacuole. So what is autophagic vacuole? Autophagy, this, if we divide this word, auto means the component of the cell. That means some part of the cell, phagy is breaking down. So when uh, the lysosome is breaking down some part of the cell itself, then it is called autophagic vacuole. Now we know that in the cell there are different organelles like mitochondria, endoplasmic reticulum and many more. And these organelles, they have some fixed lifespan, after which their place is taken by the new organelles. So these old organelles like mitochondria or ER, they needs to be broken down. And that process of breaking down these old mitochondria or ER is carried out by the lysosome. So what happens? Lysosome fuses with these, say, mitochondria, and it will give rise to the secondary lysosome, which is now called as autophagic vacuole. Now why it is called autophagic vacuole? Because it is breaking down the content of the same cell. So this is all about the autophagic vacuole, which is a secondary lysosome type. Now we come to the last part of today's lecture. What are the functions of lysosome? So the important functions include intracellular digestion, second is extracellular digestion, then hormone secretion, fertilization in the process of development of organism, in certain human diseases, and in seed germination. So let us study each function one by one. First we will study the function of lysosome in the intracellular digestion. So now we know that what is the function of lysosome. They are called as suicidal bag. So their primary function is degradation of extra as well as intracellular material. So whatever unwanted material that is present in the cell, that is broken down with the help of lysosomes. And for this purpose we know that lysosomes have many enzymes. So there are about 40 different types of enzymes present in the lysosomes. Okay, now the first function of the lysosome is intracellular digestion. That means breaking of the materials inside the cell. So these intracellular digestion is further of two types, autophagy and heterophagy. We have already discussed this in short. Now we will see in detail what is meant by autophagy and heterophagy. So let us study the first type, autophagy. Autophagy is a normal physiological process that deals with the destruction of cells in the body. So why this autophagy? That means why the cell will carry out the breakdown of other cellular material. It is sometimes required for the homeostasis of the cell. Because suppose, for example, a mitochondria in the cell becomes older, so now it is of no use to the cell. Then that mitochondria needs to be broken down. In that case, the lysosome will engulf that mitochondria and it will break down that mitochondria so that the proteins present in those mitochondria, they can be again reused by the cell for the formation of new mitochondria. Okay, so this process, the cell is breaking down the component of its own cell. That process is called as autophagy. The second type is called heterophagy. Hetero means outside. So whenever any material which is coming to the cell from outside is broken down with the help of enzymes present in the lysosome, then it is called as heterophagy. So this heterophagy process can be classified into two types, phagocytosis and pinocytosis. What is phagocytosis? When the outside material which is broken down is solid, then it is called phagocytosis. And when this outside material coming to the cell is liquid, then that process is called as pinocytosis. So remember this difference. When solid material is broken down, it is called phagocytosis. When liquid material is broken down, it is called as pinocytosis. So we have already seen this diagram, how the heterophagy is carried out for the breakdown of the bacteria or viruses. Similarly, the food particle, in case of amoeba, suppose any food particle enters, it will be fused with the lysosome so that nutrition is derived by the amoeba from this food material. Now we come to the second type of the function, or the second important function is extracellular digestion. So when the digestion of material takes place outside the cell, it is called as extracellular digestion. In this process, lysosome release the enzyme present in it outside the cell by a process called as exocytosis, and the digestion process of the material takes place outside the cell. So that will bring out the digestion of the material outside the cell. This extracellular digestion takes place during the bone erosion process. So bone erosion is one of the example of extracellular digestion. Now we come to the third function of the lysosome, that is role in the developmental process or autolysis. So you must have seen the frog has one stage in its development, that is called as tadpole. So in the tadpole stage, it has a long tail present. So in this autolysis process, with the help of lysosomal enzyme, this tadpole tail is broken down. Uh, that process is called as autolysis. That means breaking down the part of the organism. So this autolysis process is seen in the amphibian metamorphosis, because frog is example of amphibian, and even it is seen in the insect metamorphosis. So what is the role of the lysosome in developmental process? It is responsible for digestion of the some material of the or some cells of the own body of that organism. And very well known example is that of degradation of the tadpole tail with the help of lysosomal enzymes. So these lysosome has a cathepsins, that is proteolytic type of enzymes, which can break down these tail region of the tadpole. Next important function of the lysosome is in the process of fertilization. Now if we see the structure of sperm, so in the head region of the sperm, it has a cap that is called as a acrosome. So during the fertilization, which is the union of the female gamete, that is egg, and the sperm, the outer wall of the ovum or egg should be broken down. To do this process, the lysosomes which are present in this tip region of the or the head of the sperm, they are responsible. So you have the giant or the larger size lysosomes which are present in this acrosome cap of the sperm. These lysosome in the acrosome, they will rupture and release the enzyme on the surface of egg. Now due to the action of these protease and the hyaluronidase enzymes, they will break down the membrane of the egg. So once this membrane is broken down, one of the sperm will enter into the ovum and the fertilization process is completed. So in short, you can remember that the acrosome, or that is the cap present on the sperm, has the large size lysosomes, and which have the proteolytic and hyaluronidase enzyme, which are responsible for breaking down the wall of egg or ovum to finish the process of fertilization. Next function of the lysosome is hormone secretion. So lysosomal proteases enzyme activate secretion of certain hormone like thyroid hormone in the follicles of thyroid gland. Okay, so these lysosomal proteases, they will activate the thyroid secretion in the thyroid gland. Next function is of these lysosome is seen in certain human diseases and syndromes. So these lysosomes are also involved in certain human diseases and syndrome. So if we study some diseases like rheumatoid arthritis, silicosis or asbestosis, these diseases like silicosis and asbestosis are caused by the inhalation of silica or asbestos particles. Similarly, gout disease, in which crystals of the uric acid accumulate in the joints. So in these diseases, the lysosomal enzymes are released by the macrophage cells of the body, and due to which there occurs inflammation of the tissues. And this, due to this inflammation, it can lead to increase in the collagen synthesis, and that condition is called as fibrosis. So what is happening? The level of the lysosomal enzyme is increasing in the body. So this increase in the enzyme level of lysosome may occur under certain conditions like state of anoxia means low oxygen content, acidosis that is high acidic content of the cell, and due to some shock. Now at the same time, certain lipid soluble vitamins like A, D, E and K, they will make the steroid hormones, and by help of which they will make the membrane of the cell more susceptible to rupture or to break down. And to counteract this effect, there are certain hormones like cortisone, there are certain drugs which can be given to the patient like cortisone, hydrocortisone. These have the anti-inflammatory action. That means uh, they will stop the inflammation to happen. Next function of these lysosome lies in the certain storage diseases taking place in the cell, and these storage diseases are caused by the mutations. So there are some congenital, that means from birth there are certain diseases which are found, which in which you could see there is an increased accumulation of certain substances like glycogen or certain lipids. Normally, if the concentration of these molecules increases in the cell, the lysosome will break them down. However, in these storage diseases, there occurs a mutation in the lysosome, due to which the lysosome is unable to make certain enzymes. Now, since these enzymes are absent, you cannot have the breakdown of these molecules. So, for example, in glycogenosis type 1, the liver and muscles are filled with glycogen because the lysosomal enzymes are absent which are responsible to break down the glycogen. So for the breakdown of these glycogen, you have required the enzyme that is known as alpha glycosidase. So since alpha glycosidase enzyme is not prepared by the lysosome due to the mutation, the concentration of the glycogen will keep on increasing in the cell. That is called as a storage disease. So in all, there are 20 diseases known where there occurs the accumulation of certain molecules due to lack or absence of lysosomal enzymes. So from this example, we understand how much these lysosomal enzymes are important in the cell to break down the unwanted materials. The last function of the lysosome is in the seed germination. So these lysosomes are found in certain plant cells where they are responsible in the hydrolysis and removal of protein and starch. Okay, so in the whatever seeds are, when they are sown in the soil, they will have this hard layer of protein and starch around the seed. So for the germination, this layer of protein and starch should be broken down. So these lysosomal enzymes, they are responsible for breaking down this protein and starch layer, and that will help the seed for the germination. Okay, so this is how the lysosomes play a very important role in the process of seed germination. So with this, we conclude today's lecture. We will quickly summarize what we have studied today. So we have understood the cell organelle, that is lysosome. Lysosome means lytic bodies. They were discovered by the scientist Christian D. Dewey. They are present mostly in the animal cell and few lower plants. However, in the plants, the vacuoles do the function similar to the lysosomes. Lysosomes contain around 40 different types of enzymes. and the most important function of the lysosome is intracellular and extracellular digestion. Then we have studied the type of lysosome, primary and secondary lysosome. Secondary lysosomes are further divided into heterophagosome, residual body, and autophagic vacuoles. Then we have studied the function of lysosome, that is in intracellular digestion, extracellular digestion, hormone secretion, in the process of fertilization, in the process of development, in different human diseases, in different storage diseases, and finally they play a very important role in the process of seed germination. So with this we conclude the today's lecture. Thank you for your patience here.